In this video, I'll show you how to create this animated Pinterest-style layout in Framer using the Masonry grid feature. This is a very powerful tool for creating layouts that accommodate items with different heights. And if you want to explore the final result and see how everything is set up, there's a remix link to this project in the video description. So let me show you how this works. Here we have a very simple grid that has a bunch of different images with the same width, but with different heights. And I've set up this in Framer as a grid layout with 4 columns, 3 rows, 20 pixels of gap on the X and Y axes. And I've also set up a 50 units minimum width for the columns, and I set the height to fit content. Now, this works pretty well, but the problem that we're having is it doesn't look that great, does it? We have these weird gaps in between the different rows of the images. But we can fix that really easily using the Masonry feature in the grid layout. So this is available right here under Layout. If you have a grid set up, you can choose to use Masonry. And as soon as we do that, this layout will transform to this. So those gaps are now gone. Images or elements from different rows now will be brought up to fill those gaps. And this creates a much better looking layout. Now, as soon as we do that, you'll find that we have fewer options than a typical grid. So we cannot control how many rows elements are displayed on because, well, quite honestly, there are no rows anymore. We don't have that strict grid system going on. We can simply choose how many columns we want, and we can choose the horizontal and vertical gap between those elements. So I can change the X gap to 40, and that's going to create a much bigger distance between items horizontally. I can make this 40, and that's going to change the vertical gap. And I can play around with the number of columns. Maybe I want 5 columns instead of 4 or 3, and that's going to automatically arrange the elements. Super, super cool. Let's bring this down back to 20. Now, the new Masonry feature works really well on different breakpoints. So right now we just have the desktop breakpoint set up in Framer, but I can create the tablet breakpoint, and I can create a phone breakpoint or any kind of custom breakpoint that I want. And I can make changes to the way the Masonry layout is displayed in between these breakpoints. So for instance, on tablet, I can select this layout. And first of all, I can set the width here to fill, and that's going to fill up the entire container. But I can see the images are a little bit small here, so I can actually reduce the number of columns. And maybe I can play around with the gap as well. I can set maybe a 16 pixel gap to make everything more compact. And I can do the same here in the phone breakpoint. So once again, I'm going to select the entire parent frame. I'm going to set everything to fill. And here I'll probably just go with 1 column, but I can choose like the entire page here. And I can maybe lower the padding there a little bit. And in terms of the grid, simply by changing this to 1 column, I now have a stacked layout. And if we go ahead and preview this, you'll see that this changes very nicely between breakpoints. So super easy to create responsive layouts with this Masonry feature. Now, another thing you can do in a Masonry layout is to reorder elements inside it. So for instance, maybe I want this image to be the first. So I can simply click and drag, and that's going to reorder it automatically, right? And that's going to work in between breakpoints as well. Now, all the images that you saw here are static, which means I place them directly in my frame and I just loaded them manually, but you can also use the Masonry layout with the CMS. So let me switch to another page here. And this is a slightly different layout because the images and the descriptions that you see here are actually loaded from the CMS. Let me open that up for you quickly. You can see that each CMS item has a bunch of fields like description, creator, a few tags, and of course an image. So I'm actually using the CMS to load everything here, and selecting this, we can see right here that we are using a grid, but we don't have Masonry applied to it just yet. So let's go ahead and do that. So click Masonry, and now we have a very similar layout to what we've seen previously. And this looks very much like a Pinterest style layout. Now, one thing that will not work in this situation is ordering, right? So you cannot take, for instance, any of the items and reorder it in place, because this is a CMS collection that we're displaying here basically. So first of all, we just have access to this one element. We can only select this one element, and the sorting is actually dictated by the CMS. So the order that you see here is the order that we see in the CMS. So if we want to reorder them, right, we can simply click and drag elements around, and now that order will be reflected in the layout. So just keep that in mind. Now, something else we can do with a Masonry layout is animate it, or to be more specific, animate each item individually. So for that, we can select this layer here, which is the collection item, basically. And then we can go to Effects, and we can choose Appear, and we can select the preset here. For instance, let's say I want a slide in from the bottom, and then I'm going to click on Effect, and then I'll click on Transition, and then I'll add a stagger, right? And stagger will basically create a delay between each item that gets revealed, right? Or gets animated. So let's put like a 1 second stagger for now, just so you can see how this works. And then if we preview this, right, the elements will just keep on showing up one by one in 1 second intervals. But obviously 1 second is like way too much. So let's go ahead and change that to maybe like 0.2 seconds, which will create this effect right here. And you can play around with the animation. Maybe you don't like the slide in from the bottom. You can do maybe like a fade in, right? So let's do a fade in, but we're going to keep like the same stagger, 0.2. So that's going to create something like that. We can do the slide in bottom that we had previously, but play around with the properties here. So time 0.2, bounce, let's say a 0.4, and a 0.3 stagger, right? And that's going to look something like this. So it's much snappier. And there you have it. As I said, Remix link is in the description if you want to explore this further. Thanks for watching, and if you want more tutorials like this, drop a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.